Hi.
Hi.
Mims, you shut up. We
Oh,
were 6 minutes late. Now sit
oh
down
no.
somewhere.
Damn.
Cause he talking about something. I appreciate your punctuality. And nobody got time for you, Mims.
Okay.
Hi, everybody else in the chat though. Hey, El
Nobody
Teddy.
else.
Hey, Abby. How y'all doing?
Hello, hello, hello.
So how we're here for part 3 of this reunion for all the things and the things. I have thoughts and look, Abby, I have notes.
Oh wow.
Once again,
Hey,
this is a
Chloe.
tired trope that y'all think I care about some motherfucking
No,
notes.
this is not a trope. These are facts. These are actualities. It's not
Well,
just
then
a
y'all
trope.
should be aware to the actualities. I don't give a damn about no damn notes.
Oh, clearly not.
What?
So, um, hey, Chloe. I don't know if you heard me. Hey, girl. Um, so first of all, part 3, because we all know by now that Dominique Morgan was late, so they didn't really get a chance to go through everything. So, and Dario took it upon himself as production, as the producer, to say, "Hey, I feel like some stories didn't get told, so let's do a part 3, and I will host it. I will follow on the sword." So, how do you guys? Do y'all think that was a good decision by Dario? Do you think this was a needed part? What do you guys think?
I think that I am so ready for this to be over. I don't even know if they have a season 8 that I even want to be bothered or involved. Take a 2 year hiatus. Come back in 2 years. I don't have the
Well,
energy.
it's already been 2 years. They took a hiatus before. Well, thank you, Chloe. I want you to hear my opinion, girl. Abby, what do you think? What do you think about part 3? What do you think?
Um, I do think it was needed because I felt like much was left to be desired.
But
Thank
the
you, Chuck.
problem is
I
the
ain't
stuff
ever
I
cared
wanted to know
about.
they didn't talk about. They didn't talk about the stuff I wanted to know. So
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't that part 3 wasn't needed. You just feel like what they covered wasn't what you wanted to cover.
yes.
Okay.
And then we
Well, what did
had
you want them to cover,
and then
LT?
one of my biggest issues was it was an hour plus long, and they went over issues that we had already tackled in parts 1 and 2.
So right. So what did you want them to talk about that they didn't talk about? What didn't they get to?
I would have to remember it, but I'm on my Ebby where I don't really care enough to try to remember.
Look at Abby. Abby said, "Damn, did I get hit by the stray? You did. You did. You
You
got
know,
hit with
Ebby is
one."
always like, I don't care.
How'd
She
you not
don't be
care?
caring. Now that's you ain't lying.
Okay.
She don't be caring.
Tag
All
me
right.
in when you get
Well,
the.
let's rate Andario as a host. How do you think Andario did as a host?
I don't think it was
Hey, Scooter
bad.
Boo.
I don't think it was bad. Hey, Scooter.
Hey, Scooter Boo.
Hi.
That's all he cared about. Oh, you got the hiccups? Oh, your face looking a little ashy. You just got out the shower. Okay.
Yeah. Also, glow party.
He went to a glow party.
You did? Oh, well,
Yeah.
you didn't
Awesome.
invite me.
Say sorry.
Sorry.
It's
Only kids.
only kids. Sorry.
Only kids. Okay, well, I guess I'll forgive you this time.
And next
Oh
time,
Lord.
bring your child to my school. It's Green Park Elementary.
Oh, not your school name. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we're not talking about the school. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
He said next time bring your kid to my school and you can go to the party too. I guess.
Okay. Now I need to go find a kid.
I mean, I thought in Dario, I think he's done better than the
Move your
hosts
mic a little
you had
close.
in the
Is it
past.
me or is it me or is he a little low? Move your mic a little
It
bit closer.
is. Turn your mic up or
Can you
something.
hear
This
me
is
now? Is that better?
Okay, that's better. Yeah, you sound like you were away from your mic or something.
Oh, I was. But I think he's done better than all of the previous hosts he's had.
Oh,
In my estimation, he's done better than any of the previous hosts that he's had.
okay. All right. Abby, how you feel Andario did as a host?
I thought he did a good job wearing so many hats because we've seen behind the scenes and we've seen what he's doing normally during a reunion show. So
A
to
lot.
be able to multitask and do what he normally does as well as host, I think he did a good job.
Yeah, I think he did a really good
That's all.
job.
That's all.
I loved the whole reset. I feel like that was something they may have discussed at the beginning. That when he said reset, that means like I need us to come back, and so I thought that was really cool, and I thought they did a really good job. Powerful. I didn't forget about you, my love. I've been rolling since I got home from work, but we're gonna link up. All right. Well, let me just. So I actually had that in my notes as a question. So you guys can put in the chat what you guys think, and I did write reset. Now here's what I am gonna say. The majority of my
Mhm.
notes are Nova, Alfia, and Tony. I feel like after the Nova, Alfia, Tony moment, I feel like we had the Q, Tremel, Dominique moment, and I'm going to be really honest, I don't remember nothing else. You know what I
So what's
mean?
the
And so
point of your note?
I do feel like there were other like I just feel like there were other conversations that we just didn't have. Now, the flip side is
What
I think that
conversations needed
Alfia,
to be had? What other conversations needed to
but
be
but I,
had?
I feel
Like,
like but I feel like Alfia Um, I feel like Alfia and Nova. I feel like that was a conversation that needed to be had, though.
that needed to be a special edition. You know how they used to have the after school specials? Special
Mhm.
after school specials where they have conversations about a deep topic. I feel like that could have been a whole different special where they
But
do
I feel like it could be
the
a whole.
conversation and just have Nova, and they could have just had the clips of when Nova and Baby Girl sat down in the red, and then have them and come to their kumbaya moment and all of that stuff and wonderful. I would just like to say, in regards to this whole thing, because I feel like this is what keeps getting skipped over. I feel like everybody is assuming that our that just because of the dynamic between Nova and Althea is the reason that we do not like Nova. And while that takes up about 15% of the reason why we don't like her, it's because she is a terrible, awful, horrible
She's
person.
vile.
And we seen you for
She's a
your
horrible
faults.
person,
She's
and I
vile.
think
And
and
so
I think that's. I agree with you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Abby. Finish.
no, I was just saying because I think people are taking the Alfea and Nova thing because that's the most incendiary because it has all the triggers and the traumas attached to it. That is what they're taking, and that like, this is the reason why we don't like Nova and blah blah blah, and they're turning it into something that it's not.
The bitch ain't
Even
shit.
if the Alfea and Nova thing never ever happened, we still would not like Nova because
Let's be
Nova is a
clear. If Althea was
horrible.
not, if because let me say this: if Althea were not on the season, let's take Althea out of the equation as it relates to Nova. Let's take her out of the equation. Let's erase the whole Althea storyline. What we found out, and let me say something: this part three reunion didn't do Nova any favors. I don't know about how y'all felt, but I'm gonna get to my notes in a minute. But let's talk about it. So we had Nova making. We found out last night that Nova she called Tony a tranny. She lied on Tony, right?
Mhm.
Remember, she lied on Tony and said that, she said I was walking the ball. And we found out that was a whole lie. She even admitted in text messages that she lied. Okay. We found out that she made fun of Q's experience in jail, his RAPE situation in jail. We found
Mhm.
out she made fun of that.
Mhm.
Okay. We found out that she made fun of um Noel's identity as far as him, sometimes wearing dresses, sometimes dressing more quote unquote masculine. She had an issue with that, called him a cross dresser, called him Medea, right? So
Mhm.
if we're going
And
to talk about,
don't forget she said that the trans women that get killed because they're bricks and they're not as cute. Remember that.
right, right. So if we take Althea out of the equation, Nova said and did some terrible shit that has nothing to do with Althea. And I think,
She's
like you
vile.
said, Abby, that is the part that a lot of people they feel like, oh, it's just black women defending Althea because she's a black woman. No, Nova by herself, without any help from Althea, did and said some horrible shit, which has led a lot of people to not like her. And she even said at the reunion last night, because people, whatever I say, people just jump on it because people just want to hate me. No, ma'am, you have made us hate you. Hold on. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am said Tony was auditioning for the Greater Ebenezer Baptist Church production of Gone with the Wind. Those screams and wails had me wrong.
Please.
Shut up, ma'am. Thank you.
I don't even understand, Tony. I don't understand. But again, I may not understand her because I don't swim around with people. Shut up, L Teddy. Just shut up. Go ahead, really be.
Well, I want to address this comment and then we're gonna get to the notes. So this
Right,
comment
because
right
I was
here.
going to say the same thing about it,
Let me
about
scroll up.
transphobia. I would just like to say, while she's getting the comment, never have I ever thought it was okay for you to misgender. And that's been the line that I've been standing on this whole time. Never is it okay to misgender somebody. Now, I can't dictate how somebody responds to an offense that is given to them. So whatever they're going to do is what they're going to do. That doesn't mean that I'm going to agree with it. That doesn't mean that that is something that I would do. I don't care how low to hell I'm going to take it. Misgendering you will never be the first or the last thought in my mind to go to. Now I'm gonna talk about
we ever have.
I'm gonna talk about your kids. I'm gonna talk about your dead grandmama with the slew foot. I'm gonna do all of those things, but at no point am I, because that's just not who I am as a person, am going to misgender you, and I'm not okay with people misgendering you. However, I can't. The way I was raised and how I'm taught to respond to things is not the same way. Because my response, when you say something super crazy to me, like she said to that girl in that kitchen about her being dirty, there wouldn't have been a conversation for her to come back from to spill my baby daddy's tea, because she would have been picking her teeth up from in between that washing machine and dryer in the laundry room. Because that's how far I would have knocked her teeth out of her mouth. But that's just me. Just like you can't police how I'm going to respond, I can't police how you're going to respond. But that doesn't mean that I am going to agree with it. Yes, she was wrong for misgendering that girl, but I can't police how another person responds to the disrespect they're given. I just want that because I feel like people are conflating the two. Go ahead, El Teddy.
I know I can speak for myself, and I think I can speak for the entirety of this panel all season long. We've never misgendered Nova. We've never at
ever.
all. We've never used male pronouns. We've always used female pronouns. We've always said we don't have to go down that road. That's low-hanging fruit for people who can't read. You understand what I'm saying? However, at the same point in time, you can get skull drugged. We can definitely skull drag you and still make sure that we keep your proper pronouns. And I see the question on the screen. Nobody's going to want to meet you based on, if you're telling me this is your TV persona, beautiful, have at it. I just don't want to be around it. I just don't want it in my space. I don't want it to be amongst my friends. I don't hang around people like that. I'll give you another example. People look at L Teddy 27 and say, oh, that's not my cup of tea. I don't like him. He's not I don't really care for him. Guess what? There's a group of people that love me. And I'm sure there's a group of people that love Nova. They might, pay for an hour or two at the Red Roof Inn. They may be walking the beat down to, Riverdale, East Point, College Park, down where the post stroll is. But there's a group of people. They may be afraid to, catch the Spirit or Frontier Airlines plane to come to see her. But there's a group of people who like her too. They may be on this show and may have IQ scores south of 60, but there are people who see it for her. And that's fine. I don't want to be around her. And I don't care if she is different off camera.
Again.
Hey, Monk Chip. Hey, boo.
Hi, Monk Chip.
Did I tell y'all I hung out with Monk Chip all weekend
Yeah,
long
you
on the
told us
cruise?
you
Keep
hung out
rubbing
with
it in
Monk
our
Chip.
faces. We
Keep
know.
rubbing it in our
We
faces.
We had a great time with Monk Chip.
We love you,
Listen,
Monk
you
Chip.
go listen. That's okay because eventually it's gonna be over. I had a lovely time with Monk Chip too. I'm speaking it into existence. We manifested it. Amen. But like I was saying before, she decided to rub it in our face
Is Monk Chip
again.
really short like I think she is?
She can't be
No.
shorter than really be.
Wait a minute. Whoa. How did I catch it straight?
Like I envision Monk Chip
Guys,
being
really
like
know you
short.
short. Stop playing with us. Listen,
You are short, man.
listen
I am
again.
not.
You
If
are.
this is is this supposed to be a TV persona? It's horrible. It's a
It's
horrible
horrible.
choice that she has made, and now she got to stand in it because she has showed us who she is. So we believe her. We're taking her at her
Right.
word because she
And
hasn't
what
done
pisses me
or
off-
said anything, even with making up with baby girl Fifi. Still doesn't prove you to be a good, nice, wonderful person or anybody that we would have anything nice to say about. It's lovely that y'all had a meeting of the minds and y'all came together and y'all decided to throw out and hash whatever it is that y'all got going on. However, that still does not make us want to like you or say anything nice in regards to you, Sugarfoot, because we owe. We owe.
No
So
lies told, Tawana.
listen, we owe.
Why do I keep getting strays? Damn, Tawana, for real?
You are that short though.
Because you 5'2", Bookie.
You are short.
And you tried to come for me and my 5'4.5", talk about I'm only taller than you because my wigs is big. No, ma'am.
You did try it. You did try it.
No, ma'am. That's not what we doing today.
Child.
Okay. So all I'm gonna say is this: I'm kind of gonna just ditto what everybody else said. This is supposed to be reality television, and I know reality isn't always reality. We got that, but you are supposed to show up as the person you are. So if you're putting on a persona, then that's disingenuous, and I have a problem with that as well. Moving right along. So the first segment was Nova and Alfia, which we already know. So the reason why I said that last night, the part 3 did Nova no favors because we found out even more damaging information about how Nova acted this season, which further confirms my feelings about her. So I'm gonna just read what I wrote in my notes. We found out that Nova, not only did she talk about Alfia, but she also talked about Alfia's mothering skills, and she talked about Alfia's child.
That's the point where there would no longer be a conversation and locations and hands and feet would have to be dropped. Because bitch, who the fuck? Why my child in your mouth,
Yes.
bitch? My baby ain't got nothing to do with this.
Right. So that we also found out that that Nova actually tried to fight Alfia a second time that we never saw. So it wasn't just the first time at the game night. There was a second situation where Nova actually took her shoes off and was going after Alfia. We just never saw that as the viewers. So you tried to fight this woman twice.
Fucking with me.
And you talked about her child, and you talked about her parenting skills on top of what we already knew. This is what we also found out last night. If you go back, they played the footage again, and much like what El Teddy did, and maybe I need to go to my receipts like El Teddy pulled his receipts, but much like El Teddy pulled the receipts from what happened the night of the vaginosis comment, and come to find out, Alfia never said anything about women having to deal with vaginosis. It was Nova who made the comment and said, "Glad I don't have to deal with that. Glad I'm glad I'm trans and I don't have to deal with that." That came from her mouth. Well, guess what? When we listened again to the hot mic moment, Nova was the person who used the term gay for pay. What Alfia said was,
he had an
I found out through the Twitter streets that my baby daddy was DL. That's what she said. She said she found out he was DL. And Nova said, yeah, my ex-boyfriend was gay for pay, so I know what you're saying, girl. That is what was said.
And those are two different things.
Alfia
Being
never
DL
used
and
the
being
term
gay for pay are two different things.
are two different things. And then the question was asked, well, why did you feel comfortable sharing that? Like, why would you tell the people that? And she said, because we were talking about OnlyFans, and I was just letting them know, hey, I found out my baby daddy does OnlyFans. So when Tony was having her moment and she was like, why would you, because you're talking to a bunch of LGBTQ people, you felt comfortable talking about sex work? No, because y'all were talking about, it was a conversation about OnlyFans.
How you upset about a conversation that you weren't in and weren't there for? Nobody was talking to and or about you, sister.
Right.
Okay.
So we having a conversation about OnlyFans. It would only be right for me to throw in El Teddy's OnlyFans account, because I'd be like, yeah, El Teddy got one too. You see what I'm saying? You see how easy that
is?
I'm so
confused.
I mean,
I'm joking.
I was like,
we don't even have to
does not have an OnlyFans account.
Hit me in the DMs, and I can show you everything you want to see. Just hit me up with a DM, and you can see all glory.
I'm joking, y'all. El Teddy does not have an OnlyFans. I'm joking.
You ain't gotta wait. Just hit me with a DM, and you can see all glory.
So then there was this unseen footage. Now, when Tony was on, I don't even know whose channel Tony was on. She said that we were going to get all of this unseen footage that was going to confirm that Alfia was transphobic, and she made trans comments. So we saw this unseen footage where she had a conversation with Tremel, and she made the comment that she's all woman.
What does that
People
even mean?
Lost their mind about that. People done lost their mind about that. They whole
she
mind.
Said she all woman. What that mean?
I mean, I guess it's transphobic according to Tony.
I'm confused.
According to Tony,
how is Alfia saying she's all woman, which she is? How is that transphobic?
I don't know. Chloe, you still here? Not Ocean's Dreamer said, "Oh, Teddy, what's your OnlyFans for research purposes only?"
I don't have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, she said, I'm sorry. You're right, Yvette. She said, "I'm a woman for real." That's what she said. You're right.
She said, "I'm a woman for real."
Yeah.
How is that transphobic?
But I think, and as an English teacher, as a rhetorician, sometimes you do have to know. For example, I'll give you a perfect example. You'll get this reference, Abby. If you look at the title of the first song in Wicked, it says "No one mourns the wicked," right?
Mm-hmm.
If you add a comma after the word "no," it becomes "No one mourns the wicked."
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yes. The whole song. And
it changes the possession of the word, yes.
And it makes the song more real and more true. Now, if you go back and watch and shout out to, I don't know if Endario did it, or I don't know if they had an AI thing that adds the captions. They put it looked like almost an ellipsis before the "for real." And if you listen, there is a slight pause. Now I'm getting really technical in this. You know what I'm saying? We really going really into minutia. However, it's important. If she says, "I'm a woman for real," that can be different than "I'm a woman for real." There's a whole different context there. And a slight pause there adds a whole different meaning to the "for real." I'm just of course I'm just throwing a whole nother monkey wrench into the whole thing.
Listen.
I'm just adding that context.
Right. But again, Tony, what has this got to do with you? like this is where my confusion comes in. You waited until the show was almost over. We get to the reunion, after part three of the reunion, to look to decide to have
What's up, Ghetto View?
a full blown fit at this reunion where you jumped up and you swung your Beyonce wig all the way around and your titties almost fell out and you almost had a hysterical hissy fit and then you ran out crying like this was an episode of Maury and they just told you that your baby daddy was not the baby daddy, and you crying and cutting a fool and all of these things, all for what? For something that girl had already apologized for, in defense of this person who not only lied to your face but lied on you at the beginning of the season. She absolutely put words in your mouth and gave meaning to stuff that you did not say, sweetheart. Now, why is you not upset that this girl told them people that you was invited her to the ball to walk and do all of these things and then just left her high and dry? And then when you checked her and corrected her, she was like, oh, well, I just be putting a little sprinkle of spice on these things. You can see the character of the person that you are dealing with. So why I don't know if this is in trans sister solidarity that you decided to put your ass on your shoulders at this juncture at the end of the day, because clearly the day has got to end. I don't know. But it made absolutely no sense. And I have lost a modicum of the respect that I had for you in seeing how you showed your ass at this reunion, behind the reunion, after the reunion. Go ahead, El Teddy.
Go ahead, okay.
Can I get what's maddening? I think where a lot of the viewers and even reviewers get angry, become incensed, is members of the cast acting as if we're slow, acting as if we don't see what we see, acting as if we're unintelligent or can't, we don't have the intellectual wherewithal to know what's going on, as if something revolutionary is going to fall through the roof and make things different. Let's be clear. Collectively on this platform right here, you're talking well into double-digit degrees, plural, just on the and life experiences. Really, be alone got like 87 years of life experience on her own. So my point is, don't come on here trying to tell us that what we're seeing is, oh, you just don't understand it. Oh, they love to throw out. It's more nuanced than that. Really? Is it? Is it? Please explain the nuances that we're not seeing.
It's the gaslighting for me.
Like, stop. Like we said earlier, it ain't got a fuck thing to do with Alfia. Nova's a horrible person. She's awful. She's vile. The bitch ain't shit. Damn Alfia. Does Alfia have flaws? She absolutely does. She absolutely does. However, there's been one individual out of the two that continuously proliferated horrible, vile statements about entire groups of people. When Alfia had said anything about Nova, she's spoken directly to Nova. She's never said all trans women, all whatever. She's always said, this is for you, Nova. But what Nova does each time is she castigates an entire spectrum of people. She talks about all women. She talks about a whole segment of the population. Two totally different things. And you can't expect that when Nova is throwing all of these things out there over and over and over and over and over, that you just expect those people to say, oh, well, let just get over it. Because
I don't know what just happened, y'all. I'm sorry. What the fuck?
That's okay. You can. I'm so confused. What So she was upset because they was late, and that's why she went left. Like that doesn't. So she had misplaced anger for the tardy to the tardiness of it all,
The baby,
and
you should have stayed
so
home.
that's that. Well, she was home. I heard that this third version happened at the
But you
clubhouse
should have
at
been
her
on
apartment,
upstairs.
down to
Baby,
her
going
apartment
upstairs.
complex.
Going upstairs.
Um, Jay, what? Do you see a super chat from Jay?
I
He says,
don't.
"Did
Did you
Yeah, I
send it
don't
to the
see
wrong
nothing either.
channel?
send it
I
to
don't see a super chat, boo.
I don't see
I
one
don't either.
either.
Only one I have is
Baby.
from Mims. Sorry.
I don't listen. Let me be very clear. I don't know what's happening in the chat about the lateness of who's showing up when. We don't give a damn about none of that. We don't give a damn about the lateness of any of that. That has absolutely nothing to do with
Oh, is that
what
Sammy
we
from
are
the show?
teaching.
Is that Sammy from the
Yes,
cast?
that's Sam. Yes, that's Sammy
Oh,
from the
hey,
cast.
hey, boo, hey.
So I'm confused. I am confusion with how what has been like as many. Well, no, because the ones we went to seem to have started close to time. So what do we what do we know?
I'm about to say the ones we went to start on time. Listen, the reunions that we went to start on time, baby.
I don't damn it. I don't know that we ain't never been to an Atlanta reunion. That's the one we ain't been
but
to.
when we were in Dallas, Markel don't play no games. We started on time. And when we were in LA, I know Q had some other issues, but baby, that reunion wasn't one of them.
Listen. And like I don't understand. That's my cause she
okay, Sammy, we'll bring you up, babe. If you want to hang around, we'll bring you up.
Tardiness is a form of respect. I'm confused. I'm so confused. What does that got to do with her jumping off of that chair out of nowhere and started screaming and hollering at Alfia?
Here's
about misgendering.
No.
I don't.
With that shit.
What did that got to do with her being?
Wait.
Dominique being late for the first.
Last time I checked, her good Judy, her good Judy and trans sister was fucking 2 hours late at the actual reunion, and she didn't bat a fucking eye. She didn't seem to be as bothered when they were fucking when Dominique Morgan was fucking 2 hours late, and that's her girl. Right? She didn't even seem to be the slightest bit bothered when they asked her question. She didn't have an attitude. That wasn't disrespectful. That wasn't grounds for her to fucking lose it. Miss me. She just was looking for a reason. Baby, we don't believe you, Tony.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing. So let me stick to my notes. So here's my thing. Tony said she was upset because Nova and Alfia made up after reunion, and then she felt like Alfia was hitting panels and was buying into things and was making fun of stuff like comments that were made and that's where she was getting upset or whatever, because she was like, they made up, but Alfia is just buying into it. She's buying into it. The fans, when they're on her side and she's hitting these panels and she's making fun of stuff. She said that Alfia was doubling down and things like that. So here's what I'm going to say about the situation. Again, like Abby said, we do not condone the misgendering. I don't support it. I'm not okay with it. I'm not going to do it. That's me. But what I am going to say is Alfia in a group chat misgendering Nova and then deleting it because she knew I went too far and then apologized for it. Why are y'all still bringing that shit up 8 months later when Nova, did I go through, y'all need me to go through the list again of all the things that Nova did to Alfia and she barely apologized until the reunion? Actually, she didn't apologize until the reunion, and that apology at the reunion was some bullshit. Do I need to go down the list again? Let's do it. We know that she said that Alfia looked like she stayed. We know that she lied on Alfia and said that Alfia was the one that said gay for pay. We know that she lied on Alfia and said that that Alfia was the one that talked about real women, only real women can get vaginosis. That wasn't what Alfia said. That was actually what Nova said. We know that she talked about Alfia's motherhood. We know that she talked about Alfia's child. We know that she tried to fight Alfia not once but twice. Do I need to keep going? So again, I'm not defending the misgendering, but what we're not going to do is act like Nova didn't do a laundry list of shit to Alfia. We're not going to act like it was a one-sided situation. And what I've come to realize over the last couple of weeks as it relates to the reunion and as it relates to this, I think this is just going to have to come down to y'all, the cast, will never understand the perspective of a Black woman. And then I guess I will never understand the perspective of the LGBTQ community. No matter how much of... Wait a minute, hold on, El Teddy. No matter how much of an ally as I believe myself to be. Because I don't understand what y'all don't understand. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about the people on the cast who, in my opinion, last night, including Dario, and Dario, you know I love you down, but I feel like y'all was still trying to make this Alfia's fault. I feel like y'all was still gaslighting Alfia. I feel like y'all was still trying to, like Alfia apologized. How many fucking times did she apologize last night? And it just seemed like it still wasn't good enough. But go ahead, El Teddy.
The only thing I was going to clarify is, and I say this all the time, and I will always stand on it. Again, those letters in the LGBTQ plus community are not a monolith. They are separate experiences. And no, this is just for the chat and people watching. Gay men cannot it should not be thought that gay men understand the plight of trans women, because they just don't. They're two totally separate, different things. Just like when people say people of color, Hispanic, Latinx people, or AAPI people don't have the same cultures, experiences, and everything as Black people, but they try to lump us in all as cute people of color. And in the same vein, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and all of the other, intersex, all of the others, those are separate entities, separate individuals. But I think too many times people do have the expectation that, oh, y'all are all together, so you must understand, and I must understand. But the reason I'm bringing that up really is sometimes even in the community, and we're seeing a little bit of that now, we're seeing people thinking that, oh, they're talking about the trans community, so that's a slight on me and the gay community, or the slight on the entirety of the LGBTQ plus community, and it's not. And I just think, and there becomes that some people think that, oh, they coming at Nova, that's a trans woman, so I got to go out here and windmill for Nova because we all in the LGBTQ plus community, and that's not how that works. I mean, I would venture to guess, wouldn't you want to fight for a Black woman since she's Black too, and Nova just told you she ain't Black and ain't trying to be Black, never was Black, never will be Black? But that's a whole different conversation for another day, because guess what? And I'm gonna be quiet after this. Before you were born, the one thing your mother knew after she knew your before she even knew your sex, she knew what race you would be. Before we had any inclination of your sexuality, your gender, of your orientation, the one thing we knew up front is what race you would be. And I'm gonna be quiet and leave it at that.
And so, and that brings me, and we're going to move on, y'all. We're not going to spend all night on Nova and Alfia because I want to get to Q because I got some shit to say about that. So let me say this. I put this comment up on the screen because this goes back to something El Teddy said at the beginning of things that weren't addressed. I really wish that Dominique's culture vulture comment had been addressed and a conversation had been had about that. I think that was a missed moment. I also think what El Teddy just said, I think it was a missed moment that we're not having a conversation about Nova using the N-word. And I know that came up in the last reunion, but I also feel like that was we sort of ran right by that. And again, it's not okay. And the fact that I felt like everybody was giving Nova passes. I didn't see anybody. And if it happened, Sammy, correct me, because, if it happened, I don't know. But I didn't see anybody jumping on Nova saying, oh, hell no, girl. No, you can't do that. Oh, no, that's not acceptable. And the fact, once again, the fact that YouTube, oh, you $4.99. I'm sorry, Jay. The fact that I feel like we were making excuses about her being able to use a racial slur when she was clear to let y'all know, I'm not black. And then she even went further to try to school black people about using the term black. But baby, don't get me going down that road again. I think those were conversations, and I think those were missed opportunities that we did not speak on. The other thing I was and this is what I think disappointed me the most as it relates to Tony, and then we're going to move on to Q. Well, I'll let y'all have final words, and then we'll move on to Q. When Tony ran outside and Tony said, this is us. This is for us. This is ours. This was made for us. It pissed me off because last week you had a totally different tune. When Dominique Morgan asked you how you felt about Alfia being a straight woman, natural born woman on the show, your response was, well, it's called Chasing Atlanta. It's not called Chasing LGBTQ. And I think there's a space for everybody. And as long as you have a chase, I'm fine with it. But last night it was, this is for us. This is for us. So Tony, was last week at the reunion, was that a representative? Because now I feel like you were being disingenuous and be honest. The question was asked for you to give your honest answer. If you had a problem with Alfia being on the show last night when you were saying, I'm tired of walking around on eggshells, you put yourself on those eggshells because the question was asked. Fucking answer it and be honest. The one thing I may not like the terms that Dominique chose to use, but at least Dominique was honest and said, look, I feel like she's being a culture vulture when she's among us because da 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 da. I may not like the way he chose to articulate it, but at least he was honest in his feelings. But now, Tony, you sat in our face and you lied. You had us feeling like, okay, girl, yeah, you cool, you understand. But when you got mad, the real Tony showed up last night. Now, Ebby and then El Teddy, and then we can move on to Q because, like I said, I'm not spending all night on this.
It's giving very much.
I have a super chat too. Hold on. Let me. Thank you for the super chat. It says, thank y'all for being sane. It blew my mind how anti-blackness was just dismissed on a black platform. Thank you, Ja. Hold on, let me put it up on the screen. Go ahead, Ebby.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's giving very much when the hell left the gate open? Who let these niggas in here? Like, into our white space? Why would you allow for this jigaboo nigga into our white only space when this is supposed to be for us? That's how it felt. I don't know if that's how you meant it, but that's how it hit me in my chest. This is just supposed to be for us. And okay. So we're not welcome in the space, is what you're saying to us. When the majority of the people who support this particular platform is the person that you just said that you don't want in your space. Okay, I guess, daughter, that's what we doing now, sister. Sure.
Let me say this. First of all, the fact that I'm not surprised that Tony would say that, but again, and Dario, you're not making good business decisions. But because for her to say that out of her mouth and not to see the light of day after coming off the editing room floor is not good. That doesn't make good business sense. It's the wrong thing. It's also wrong. But even if you don't give a shit about right, wrong, or in between, that doesn't make good business sense. Because this platform, if we're being brutally honest, is as popular as it is because of the people who you just told should not be in the space. You just said this is our space just for us. If this platform was only consumed by the LGBTQ plus community, I'm telling you, it would not be what it is today. That's a fact. That's an actual fact. Again, I'm going to say, and
Are
just
you
like when
gone?
we had the abolitionist movement, the civil rights movement, all of those movements for black people, you want to know why
Okay.
those movements became
Have fun.
successful? Because white people and other groups of people had to join those movements and be a part of those movements and see us be in our spaces and help us to help other people in their community be more accepting of black people. In the same vein, if we're having all of these transphobic issues in America, we're having all of these people coming against members of all of the diaspora of the LGBTQ plus community. You're not helping our cause if you're being divisive, if you're saying, oh, we don't want you in our space, don't come on over here. Oh, that's not helping. You're not helping your cause. You're actually causing more people, probably allies, to not want to be fight for you, to probably not want to. If you tell me don't come in my space, guess what I'm gonna do? Beautiful. You ain't got to ever tell me that again, because you won't get a chance to tell me that again. And you could be pushing out people who are true allies and could actually help your cause. The last thing I'm gonna say is about this topic is, when you're as right as much as I am, you don't have to brag
Oh
about it.
God, here
Oh,
we
here we
go.
go.
Oh
This is
God, here we
Here
go.
we go.
I just
My
I
God.
said that from the beginning. From before the first episode, this ain't gonna work because these people, they don't have the intellectual step, that the cast of these shows don't have the wherewithal to handle it. They just don't. And black straight black women and gay black men have been allies and friends since the dawn of time. This isn't a new phenomenon. From the history and inception of gay black men and straight black women, we've always been friends, confidants, allies, in each other corner. Always. Black women have protected us in the face of straight black men many times. We've had to go and protect some of our black women as men, as gay black men. We've always been together. We've always been allies. And the fact that a show promoting the black LGBTQ plus community would allow something like this to tear apart communities that have always been together is negligent and is bad for the community. And I'm done there.
So thank you for the super chat. Oh shoot, damn it. I had it up there that whole time. Hold on. Thank you for the super chat. Let me read it. Tiana said, when Miss Pup, not when Miss Puff, when Miss Puff said this is for us, it really screamed, I'm insecure as fuck. She said Nova felt threatened and took it out on Fifi. Nasty work.
It is. And it is.
Thank you for the super chat.
We gonna,
Yeah.
no.
So I am gonna open up the panel. So y'all that are here, when we get done going through our notes, I will open up the panel for a little while. If people want to come up and speak, you'll have an opportunity. But thank you for the super chats. Keep on talking in the chat. I'll keep putting stuff up on. I'm gonna do a better job of putting stuff up on the screen. So next in my notes, I have. Okay, that was all right. So let's move on to Quinton, because we really had two big segments for the most part. We had Quinton. So I did not realize that Quinton and Dominique had beef like that. Like, I didn't understand where all the animosity with Dominique was coming from. We saw him and Tremel. So let's talk about him and Tremel. We know that they had issues from the pole dancing class when Tremel was telling him stop trying to be Malcolm X. But what we also found out, and again, what we also found out is that Tremel was actually, somebody was stalking Tremel, like taking pictures of him while he was out, sending it to him in his DMs, saying, I can get you when this isn't a direct quote, y'all, but basically saying, hey, I can get you if I need to get you, and basically doing it on behalf of Quinton. There were also some other pictures. As Carl said, he pulled out the Carfax. We also found out On top of Tremel getting these threats and stuff in his inbox, we also found out that allegedly, and I'm gonna say allegedly because this is a very serious accusation. Allegedly, some people showed up at the premiere to harm Nova on behalf of Quinton because once again, Nova made fun of Quinton allegedly being, well, I ain't gonna say allegedly, but Quinton being assaulted in jail. I'm gonna just say it that way. Quinton being assaulted in jail. That Nova made some. There's Quinton. No, that's not correct. Okay, I'm gonna open up the panel, and I want you to. I'm just telling you what happened at the reunion, baby. You can come up because I definitely want you to clear your name. That allegedly that there was some people there to beat up Nova or assault Nova because of Nova, and I'm just gonna add that to the list of horrible things that Nova did because Nova, they showed the receipts of where she made fun of Quinton being assaulted in jail. So once again, that don't have nothing to do with Alfia. That's all Nova being a horrible person. But let's get back to this.
Quinton, I too would have knocked her head off her shoulders.
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing, and Quinton, I know you in the chat, but I'm still gonna say what I'm gonna say. I feel like Quinton thought it was all jokes until he realized that the crowd didn't think it was all jokes because he was like, "My people don't play about me." And then when he, I think, wait a minute, hold on, babe. I think when he realized the crowd wasn't on his side, then he got emotional, and it was a different thing. He ends up getting emotional, and him and Dominique get into it again, and then he rolls out. And he's outside. Go ahead.
I just want to let you know. Let me hop down real quick. I'm gonna get back on my phone because they just told me they outside. So I'm gonna just hop off and get on my phone. And just
Okay. She said Q was lying. Well, she's whatever it was. She addressed his assault, and I don't think that was her place to question it, address it, or any of the above. Abby, what's your 2 cents on that segment? I'm going to say this. I think that's very dangerous when we start taking things outside of the show and people's safety starts feeling like it's in jeopardy. Tremel was sitting on a train platform with a friend, and you get a picture like literally, and I mean, Tremel said it, but it was serious. If that person really wanted to harm Tremel, he could have pushed Tremel off the damn platform. He or she could have pushed Tremel off the platform, and they claimed they were doing it because of what he had going on with Q. That's a problem, and that goes beyond the show, and that's a problem. Abby, go ahead.
Exactly. As a person who chooses violence, that is, that you plot no people and stuff. That's scary. Having people take pictures of,
Baby.
like, again, violence begets violence. So,
I keep telling y'all think Abby's the nice one. I keep telling y'all she's the one y'all don't want to piss off. I just keep telling y'all that.
I am not.
He's not
because I can understand the violence being begat in one area, because if Nova decided to get her ping pong ball head ass on the internet and say something about a sexual assault that happened to me, talk about I'm lying or whatever it is, that comments that she made, she's going to have to restate those comments to my face and then face the consequences for what she said. Because you have the freedom to say whatever you want, but you do not have freedom of the consequences of what you have said. So in that instance, I understand. Now, what I don't understand is the issue between Q and Tremel. Maybe I'm slow. Maybe I wasn't paying attention because, I don't be giving a damn about too much of anything. So I missed the impetus or the nucleus of how the even back and forth between Q and Tremel even started for us to get here, where people are watching him and taking pictures of him and sending it to him like it's a threat. Like Tremel, like, you can roll up on me out the blue if you want to. I guarantee you it's not going to turn out how you listen. Because I'm not that type of broad. I will put you on a fucking t-shirt and sleep peacefully every night of whatever bid I get for doing so. Yeah, so you got to be, I'm not kidding.
She's not.
I'm already prepared. Listen, 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 I'm already prepared because of my son-in-law to spend whatever time I got left after I do something to him in them people's four walls. So I'm already ready to go.
And I'm gonna put some on
So
your
please
commentary.
don't.
Yeah.
So thank you, and so you got to be careful who with that type of thing, because you don't know him for real.
Now I will
And
say
Jamel is
this.
very calm, because I would have went the hell off.
Yeah. Now I will say this. Q let us know that while all of these things were happening, he was also going through a divorce. He said that him and his, I guess, ex now, they had physical altercations while he was filming, and he had a lot of other things. And I think one of the things that was said was he said that his ex wanted him to not do the show, wanted him to take some time when he got out of jail and take some time to just get things in order. And I think all of us in hindsight can agree. I understand him wanting to do it and being committed to the project. I respect that. But I also think that in hindsight, that probably was the better option for him to just say, look, I can't do this. I'll come back next season when I'm in a better headspace, when I'm in a better everything space. I do have a question though, and I wrote this in my notes. I wrote he was getting a divorce, and I wrote, well, how long was he in jail? So Q, if you come up, by all means, because it sounds like I didn't realize he was in jail that long. I mean, for him to be going through a divorce like a month, that's a lot.
Like I could have sworn, I don't know, because it could have been maybe
things must have already been bubbling. Things had to already been bubbling.
I don't know, but that's a lot. And trust me when I say I understand removing yourself from a domestic violence situation, because I had to do so as well. So I understand the stress and the trauma that comes with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you listen, because I had to manufacture a situation in my life so it looked like one thing, so I can safely extricate myself and my children from that situation. So trust me when I say I understand where your head would have been at trying to get yourself out of a domestic violence situation with your partner. So I get it. But friend, maybe you should, I think once you got caught up at the airport, maybe that should have been your sign to say, hey, let me take a step back. I can come back the next season. And once I'm out of this situation and I'm more in a stable place and I can get my mental together where I'm not triggered and my reactions aren't so extreme because I'm dealing with this one situation and it affects how everything else moves around me, then yes, I absolutely think you should have took a step back and maybe not have done this season, because that's a lot. First, you were sexually assaulted while you was in the jail. You going through a divorce. This man is trying to put his hands on you. You're trying to escape you. That is a whole lot. And then to put a reality show on top of everything else that you got going on, that was a lot.
That was a lot. El Teddy, you got anything to add? I know you in transit. So are you there?
I'm still in transit. I'm trying to keep myself on mute because they playing music and I don't want you to get no copyright. So I'm just gonna stay on mute. When I get stable, I'll come off mute when I get stable or when I get to a place and
okay. All right. Tell my people I said hey. So I wrote here because honestly, I understand why Tramel was upset. Getting stuff in your inbox, being threatened like that, I definitely understand. Where I was confusion was Dominique, because Dominique seemed to be more upset than Tramel was. And I still, even after watching all 3 parts of the reunion, I still don't understand why Dominique was so pissed off at Q. I mean,
I don't know either. I peeped that too when he said he was gonna beat the hell out of Q. I said, "Oh, how did we get there? Where did that come from?"
Right, because he said that he got upset because he felt like Q disrespected production. But then you disrespected production because Andario kept asking you to shut up, and you kept talking, you kept yelling. You were the one. I mean, you kept going, and Andario was like, "Q, Dominique, please, Dominique, stop, Dominique, stop." So
that's right. I forgot
about disrespect. The disrespect.
Apparently, Q called.
Oh, Nick said that
Nick's
Q
job.
called his job. Oh, well,
To
now.
try and get him. Now listen. Now I'm all for knocking a bitch out when they need it.
Oh, yeah,
What you
that's a
calling their
different
job
conversation.
for?
Okay, I missed that, y'all.
Why are you playing with their money and their livelihood?
Thank you, Prophet. See, I can be nice to Prophet. Thank you, Prophet. Now, watch you gonna say something and make me have to be mean to him. See, Quentin
That's
said
another lie.
Quentin, I'm gonna drop the link in a few minutes. I'm gonna drop the link in a few minutes.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Can I say something real quick? First of all, this is a lot of all of the stuff that we're talking about takes a lot of doxing. It takes a lot of things that go into the realm of legalities, things that are illegal, things that are legal. We're talking about, and this doesn't help Q, who we know was in jail for we don't know how much time. We know he had situations and stuff like that. The last time Q came on this platform with us, I said, Q, everything's not for this show. It's not for show fodder. You can't do that because people will then do nefarious things like dox people. But it looks like, of course, if I'm to believe what we're being told, he was doing that exact same thing. If he allegedly, if he's calling people's jobs, if you got people following people, these are nefarious things. And what you have to understand is everybody's not going to just read you and keep it moving. Some people are going to exercise their Second Amendment rights and and go down a road less traveled. And so I'm curious to see because these people can't be pulling this out of the air. And like you always say, really, B, if everybody's saying the same thing, then and you're the only one saying something different, everybody's not lying. Even if a couple of them are, one or two of those must be true. Something this is going well beyond what this is supposed to be. And for me, if I'm production, the first I see again, production is negligent. The first time production got word that something like that happened, and if there was any validity, or even if there wasn't, you know what I'm doing? Hey, bruh, we don't need you no more because this is going way too far. Even if it's not true, we'll have to work that out on the back end. But what I'm not going to have is because guess what? If this goes to court, production is going to be called in and subpoenaed. Everybody on the cast is going to be called in and subpoenaed and stuff like that. You're going just way too far. And I don't think this is worth all of that. And people have to think about that. I'll be quiet.
So what I'm going to say is, and Q, again, I'm going to give you an opportunity to clear it up, baby. But what I put in my notes when I was listening to it earlier to my notes, if this is true, Q don't need to come back. And I mean that. Now, I'm going to let you come up and I'm going to let you explain. But that, like El Teddy said, we're crossing lines. We're crossing lines. And, but I don't think Q called. However, apparently somebody did. Yeah. Again, I'm because I don't have a whole lot more notes because honestly, after Quinton, he left, then he came back. He said he only had 5 minutes. I guess he was waiting for his Uber. And then he left. So Tony walked off, Quinton walked off, and then Carl and Sammy was trying to clear up what they had going on. Can I just be honest? I am still confusion about that too. I still don't understand. So Sammy, were you playing Bone Collector and you was carrying bones back and forth between the two groups? Because I wasn't clear about that. But there was some Carl and Sammy back and forth, but I think they got it cleared up. I think they cleared that up. Kendall apparently Carl had smoked for Kendall when they were in Miami. I'm by myself, child. Elby on the call and El Teddy in transit. Okay. And I wrote here in my notes, what the fuck was Kendall crying about? Can somebody tell me what Kendall was crying about? Because I was confusion. And I think that was a missed opportunity as well. When we talk about missed opportunities, my opinion on Kendall has not changed. I still think that he's a mean boy, because I don't want to misgender and say mean girl, but I think he's a mean boy. I think he spent the whole season separating and making very elitist type comments. And I feel like he didn't like being called out about it, but the truth can hurt sometimes. Ken was crying because Neek and Q were arguing. Okay. It was overwhelming, him being in a room with everybody crying. Okay. Maybe they gave him some anxiety. I don't know, but I didn't understand it. I do know that him and Neek are really
I have
good.
a question.
Yeah.
Did we bring up the fact that they said that Q ain't got no place to stay? He ain't got no car. He ain't got no nothing. But you throwing all of these elaborate birthday parties and stuff like that, baby, you got some things that you need to work out. Or was that just a read that they was trying to do? Because the people say he ain't got nowhere to stay, he ain't got no car, and all of this types of other things. It's a lot going on that
So that's
need to
what, but
be.
let me say this. Can I say this? I don't know. And again, it was said, and I didn't bring it up because honestly, I didn't feel like it was relevant from the point of view of I don't know whether it's true or not. I don't know if it was a read, but can I say something? I think it's really rich that people who live in glass houses throw stones. Because didn't Dominique talk to us when him and his boyfriend broke up that he went through some things and he struggled for a minute? Did Neek not tell us that the last season on
He did
Chasing?
tell us that
So
he
I
didn't
just
have
think
nowhere to
it's
stay
interesting
either.
that you living in a glass house throwing stones, so you went through the same thing. And that's why I purposely didn't bring that up, because what I'm not going to do, because Q shared with us how much he went through going through a divorce or a really bad breakup and going to jail and all of that. Of course he lost some stuff. Of course life fucked him up. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't bring that up because I don't know. I didn't. That's why I didn't bring it up. But Neek, you went through the same thing. So I found that to be very rich that he was the one that used it as a read when you came down here and told us yourself you went through the exact same thing. Right. Dominique told us he lived in his car. So hello. So I don't know what's true and what's not. Any final words before I drop the link? I know Abby's on the phone. El Teddy, like I said, I know you're in transit. But anybody have any final words before I'm going to drop the link? Now before I drop the link. Go ahead, El Teddy.
My only final words is I pretty much said everything I needed to say. The whole Carl Sammy thing, I'm with Abby on that. I don't really care. It ain't that deep.
I don't.
It just wasn't that deep. And yeah, like I said, there was a lot of missed opportunities and other important things that they could have brought up that they just didn't. So
now, before I bring people up, I do want to put a couple of ground rules in place. With that being said, you can this is a platform. I'm going to have an open platform, and I want people to feel free to express themselves. But number one, we're going to be respectful to each other. We're going to listen to what each other have to say. We're not going to talk over each other. We're not going to misgender anyone. You can say whatever you want to say about Nova, but you're going to still be respectful. You can say whatever you want to say about Tony, but you're going to still be respectful. Again, you can express yourself without going there, and we're not going to do that over here. Okay. So feel free to come up. The link is in the chat. It is it is 9:45. So I'm gonna give it about 30 minutes. Thank you. I'm gonna let Sammy up. Sammy, that's you. I should have put my banner up, but Sammy, that's you.
Yes, it's me. Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Well, hello, Sammy. I don't think you've been on my platform all season. Welcome.
I have not. It be so much to keep up with, and
I understand. My feelings not hurt.
I be having to check out. It just be so much. I get tired of people talking sometimes. I just be done.
I know that's right.
But no, I always appreciate all reviewers. I think actually, I don't know whose play. It might have been Ebby's platform, like on her show. I believe me and Ken and somebody else got on there. Actually, you know what? I do feel like I came up here.
It was the night I wasn't there. It was the night I wasn't there.
Okay. Because I'm about to say I do believe I talked to y'all before because I remember talking to LB.
Yeah, I think that was on Abby's channel.
Okay, no, I appreciate all the reviewers, all the perspectives. I respect all the perspectives, even if I don't agree.
Well,
But
I appreciate that.
yeah, no, for sure. But no, I like I said, I just want to come up. One, I can explain the whole thing between me, Carl, and Shamel, and then two, answer any questions of what may have seemed off. Because what I will say about this season is a lot of things happen outside of actual filming that didn't make
Yeah,
the
because
show,
y'all
so
had
it doesn't
20
make
group
sense to
chats.
y'all.
How many fucking group chats did y'all have?
Too many that was unneeded, but it made sense as to why they were all there.
Got you. Okay. So yeah, can you tell us, because I think your story was a story that was got lost in the minutia of, and listen, on any reality show it can happen. I review
Absolutely.
a lot of reality shows, and sometimes certain storylines just take over. We can talk about Real Housewives of Potomac season 5. Don't nobody remember anything else that happened except for Monique and Candace got into a fight. Can't tell
Down.
you nothing
Right.
else that happened that season. So
Right.
unfortunately, your storyline and like maybe Kendall storyline got caught up in the Alfia Nova of it all. And so we
No
really
shade.
didn't get,
Everybody's
we
storyline
know you were
did.
planning your wedding. We saw a couple of performances, which by the way, you give a great performance. I never you give a great performance, but I feel like a lot of your story might have gotten lost in that. So what is it that you felt like we didn't get that you wanted us to get from you this season? And Q, thank you
Um,
for being up here, baby. I'm gonna come over to you in a minute.
yeah, I just wanted to say, hey, Q-Tip. I was about to say I want to acknowledge him since he came up. But as far as me, honestly, I feel like for what I wanted to show that was very important to me, I showed early on in the season. And I think about halfway through, I think my second performance was like episode 6. So the remaining of the season, I kind of let that be to where I can kind of like support the group and kind of get into what was going on with everybody else because I was so in the hustle and bustle of like Sammy Austin and what I got going on because that's what I came on the show for. Like I didn't come on for everybody else and all the drama and things. I came to show who I am, my music, my relationship, and stuff like that. So as long as that didn't get derailed, I was cool. So for me, I felt like episode 1 through 6 was pretty clear, even though there was a bit of tension. But before like the big blow ups, I had already gotten out everything that I wanted to show.
Okay. So when is the wedding?
I can't tell you, it's too soon. But it is
Okay.
coming up.
All right.
It is coming up. We do have a date. It is
You do
coming.
have a date? Okay. All
Yes, we
right.
do have a
Okay.
date. We've already started planning. So yes, that's coming up. But there will be a special way that we show that.
Right. Well, you definitely had a chase, Sammy, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. And if you would like to drop, um, I think I have some mods in here. Do I have any mods in here? I saw Tracy earlier. If you would like to, you want to give us anywhere where we can download? Is it on Apple Music? You have a YouTube
Yes.
channel. Where can people find your stuff?
Yes, you can find me everywhere, all streaming platforms at Sammy Austin. I never have been a big stickler about it, but y'all got to spell my name the right way. SAMII, two I's, one M. But Sammy Austin on all streaming platforms, and you'll find all my music.
Okay. Thank you, baby. Now listen.
I'll drop so somebody else can come up. But like, if y'all do have like questions, especially as far as like the whole
Well,
like Tony's mindset
I
thing,
do have one
we'll
final
talk about
question
that.
for you. The you and Carl and Tremel of it all. Were you carrying bones? What were you doing, Sammy? What were you doing?
No, so I'm gonna quickly explain that. So with that, from what I gather, even watching this back, Tremel is upset or thinking that I told Ken that he was being shady. And that wasn't the case. Ken had already picked up on what was being said and how it was kind of coming off. Now the gag was apparently from Tremel. Like I don't know if people like just watch the show or watch multiple lives and after shows, but on the finale, on the after show with the producers, Tremel actually said the shade that he was throwing shade, but it wasn't towards Ken, it was towards me. So when I asked him the question at the event that we were at, I was like, "Are you over here being shady?" But me, I'm asking that funny because like when me and my homegirls we just kicking it, girl, like we can do that, we can have banter, but like I'm like, girl, you over here being shady, like just being funny, not being serious. And he was like, "Oh no," but I'm like, okay, but it turns out that you were, and you were being shady towards me, but you didn't say that. But he thought that I told Ken that he was being shady. And I was like, girl, I didn't have to tell him nothing. Ken had already picked up on that.
Mm.
So
Okay.
it's giving miscommunication or basically a bunch of assumptions because I did think I mean, obviously he was being shady. He said he was, but it was towards me. But me and Ken thought it was towards him because he had just had an argument with Ken about being invited somewhere. And the conversation that was taking place was Tramel talking to one of my friends or one of my mutual friends, and they were inviting him to a party. And he was like, well, I'm going to go if I'm invited. But he said it like 3 times. So I'm like, okay, now y'all just argued about this, but y'all made up. So I'm like, okay, you over here trying to be funny? Like, are you like cracking a joke, to kind of show that you over it? Like, I was thinking of it like that, but he wasn't.
Sammy,
Now,
what about
Sammy,
Miami?
What
Sammy, the
about
people
Miami?
said you sexy. Somebody in the chat said no disrespect to your husband, but you sexy. I just thought I had to let you know
Oh, thank y'all. I appreciate that. But what about
that.
Miami?
Uh, you not telling them all of what Carl said
I
or
did
meant?
actually. Even Carl has corrected that. He's corrected that on his panel. I did tell them that he had something for me. I never said that he had anything for them. Yeah, Carl even corrected that because somebody else said that, and I'm like, "How are y'all getting that?" I said that he had something for us. I never said that. I said that he had something for me. Why everybody else was on guard? No idea. I just knew that he had something for me, and I was interested to find that out. And like I said at part three, you trying to do all these antics and things like that when, girl, you wanted to make a scene at this table when all you had to do was turn to the left and say what you had to say to me. I was sitting right next to you, but you
Yeah,
worried
you
about
did say that.
everybody
You
else.
did say
You
that.
worried about everybody at the other end of the table toasting and shit. Like, girl, if you wanted to get into it for real, I'm right next to you. Like, come on now. That's why when we got to the house, I'm like, girl, you doing all of this. Tell me what rock I threw and what hand I hit, and let's talk about it. And no shade. The way that I mean, I don't care about how they edited it. So when I say this, I'm not blaming them. But the way it was edited, it seemed like Ken, quote unquote, caught me up in a lie or whatever. But he didn't. The same way I just explained to y'all, I explained it then. That's why I left and went and changed my clothes and came back because I'm like, okay, my part is done. He went back to arguing with Q and Neek and them, and I'm like, okay, because y'all didn't have shit for me, for real.
Okay. All right. I hear you. I hear you. Any final thoughts that you want to add? I mean, I mean, you're free to hang out. I got but any final thoughts you want to add?
I love my entire cast, despite like what comments and all of that may say. We may have a difference of opinion, but I love the entire cast. I actually want for everybody to come back. I feel like everybody has
Mm.
well, some people have some redeeming to do. Some people have different sides of them they need to show. Some people, like you said, stories got lost in all of this drama. Some of it being stupid as hell. Some of it did trigger conversations that did need to be had, tough conversations. But I do feel like everybody needs to come back. I don't want anybody to go away. If they do, I don't think anybody else new needs to join just yet because we are all still trying to figure out how to navigate each other. So adding somebody new word into the mix may not be good. But I enjoy everybody. I enjoyed the experience. Production was great. But yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And again, I appreciate your story. I appreciate your contribution, and I agree. I think you should come back. I ain't saying I think everybody should come back, but I definitely would love to see more and some footage of this wedding and being a newlywed and adjusting to all of that and all that good stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, I'll stick around and I'll come back up later on.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Q and Parker Boy, thank you guys for coming up. Q, thank you for your patience, sir. Are you available to talk? You on mute, so I don't know if you somewhere you can talk. Okay. Because honey, last time you was on your way to
Can
go
y'all
see
hear me?
Michael Jackson.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. Can you
Okay, I
talk?
can't hear y'all, but
You can't hear
hold
me?
on. I can't hear
Uh-oh.
y'all. Hold on, wait. Let me drop. Come up.
Okay. Drop and come
One
back up.
sec.
I'll bring you back up. All right. I'm gonna drop Q, go down, come back up, okay? I'm gonna drop him
Where?
and let him come back up.
Okay. Refreshing
Parker
button.
boy,
Really be.
what's up? Thanks for coming up, babe. So what you got to
Yeah,
say about this? What you got to say about this channel, honey? I mean, not this channel, Lord. This season.
love the channel. I love the season. The problems and the issues that they had, those can be really overcome. They wasn't necessarily that deep.
So
Uh,
you feel like whatever they had going, you feel like all of the problems we can work through, even the issues as it relates to Tony and Alfia and Nova. Well, it seems like Nova and Alfia are kind of in a space where they're willing to move forward. Do you think there's a place for Tony and to work through whatever she had going on last night?
hopefully so. I was surprised what she said, but hopefully so.
Okay.
I can't see you having allies and not value their presence around you intimately, intimately as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. What
And
about
I
Q
wanted to
and
get y'all.
Dominique and Q and Dominique? That seemed we can right here Q's
Now,
point
Q and Dominique, I
now.
don't know what the fuck. Oh, I'm sorry, really.
You can
I don't know
cuss, child.
what
You
was
know
that
I cuss,
about.
child.
I don't know what the fuck that was about. I'm like, why are y'all arguing so deep and so hard? It can't be that serious. That hey, y'all can sit down and say, what's up with me? What am I doing wrong? What they're doing wrong? How can we fix
Right.
this?
Oh, excuse me, y'all.
Because I think there's some misunderstanding there and lack of communication.
Okay.
But
Q,
later
can you
on,
hear me?
I want to I want to get your perspective and Abby's as a heterosexual woman. But go ahead with Q.
My perspective on what?
No, go ahead with Q. We'll come back to me.
Okay. Q, thank you for your patience, baby. You can hear us because I can see you and everything.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Q, you got the floor,
Mhm.
baby. What you want to clear up?
Mm, 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 mm. Let me tell you, before I even start, I'm gonna be just completely 100% honest. I haven't spoken to anyone about anything in like over a week. I've been like really in a shell in a bubble because this was a lot.
Okay.
This was a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
So this is probably the only time I'm gonna answer anybody's questions or talk about this because it's just too much drama for me. It's just too much going on.
I did
But
not realize, Q, you had so much more. First of all, like Abby said, I definitely you just had so much more going on, baby. And I didn't know until last night that you went through a breakup, and then even that was a
mhm.
violent situation, and then you
Well,
had a lot going on.
okay, hold on, let's dial it back. So I did have a lot going on, but I never said I was in an abusive relationship. I never
I
said
thought you
that.
said y'all was fighting.
Like arguing,
Oh,
like
I thought you said y'all was
Oh,
fighting.
like a fight, like a verbal fight, not fist fighting.
Oh, I felt like
No,
that's how I
I
took
said,
it.
oh
I'm
no.
sorry.
I'm like, no, because that is not the first time like I seen the audience kind of interpret something and take it to the extreme. We're not even gonna put that narrative out
But
there.
you
That's
did
not
say
true.
y'all was fighting. But you did say
Yes,
y'all was fighting,
arguing,
Q.
arguing,
But
arguing.
again, for a viewer, we would think that
Right,
fighting means, fist fighting.
right,
If you
physical.
say, hey, we got into
Right,
That's what I
verbal
right.
thought. You
But
said we was
see, what
altercations,
fighting.
I said,
No.
okay, so
that's different.
let me give you a little clue into me. So there's certain verbiage I use, and this is just on some like based off being from Milwaukee. It's certain verbiage we use, and it doesn't translate well outside of our region. I've noticed that watching everything back. Like it's certain behaviors we have, like things like that, just being from up north, being from the Midwest. It's a complete disconnect from people
But I
from
don't think this is that case, Q. Fighting is
yes.
fighting regardless of where you're
Well,
from.
no,
People
that
are
for
going to assume
you,
that you're
yeah,
fist fighting
but yeah,
or
that's what I'm
being
saying. But
physical.
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. This is the thing. People don't like to hear the point. The point I'm saying is I get that now. You don't know that while you're filming. So you're just being your authentic self, speaking how you speak, doing what you do. So it's like In hindsight, I'm saying I should have used different verbiage for sure. I should have
So
said
you
got
saying if you
into
was
it.
talking to your friends back in
That's what I
Milwaukee
would
and
have said. Like,
you
yeah,
said
we
me and
had a
my
fight.
dude was
Yeah.
fighting, they wouldn't assume it was a physical altercation. They would just be like, oh, they was arguing.
No, not with my ex. No, no.
So what do y'all say when y'all having a physical altercation then?
Something a little bit more graphic than that. I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, then
Like,
thank
cause
you.
where I
Okay, well
come
let's
from, we'll
well
call it
be
like,
quick.
okay. So if I was talking to my homegirls, I'd be like, we was thumping. Like we was going in, we was
It
thumping.
was thumping.
Da.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
like
glad we
something
cleared
like
that
that.
up. I'm
Yes,
glad
I
we cleared
wouldn't
that up
say
because I
that.
definitely thought you were talking about domestic violence. So I'm
No,
glad we
I
cleared
don't
that up.
like we're not even finna no, 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 no.
Okay.
No, no.
So
We
you
had
were
a
going
really bad
through when you
argument
say
that
you were
day.
going through a divorce, were y'all legally married or were you just using that verbiage because y'all had been together for a long time?
Yeah. Because we've been together for a long time. I say that all the time in the group too, outside the group. That's why the group wasn't like shocked that I said that. If you pay attention, they weren't really shocked because I've said that before in the group.
Okay.
Like, this is my husband, blah, blah, blah. That was even if y'all watched episode 1, they actually had him in there and it said my partner.
But it didn't say
Okay.
husband.
I mean partner, husband, tomato,
Okay.
tomato.
Well, that's
No,
why
That
it's
I
not
asked
the
because I
same.
know, but listen, people do that when you've been with somebody a long time. People say my
yeah.
husband, my wife. I mean, that's why I asked. That was why I asked for that
And
clarity because
yeah,
people do that all the time.
and there's
I ain't.
and there's another reason why I say husband too, because there was more tea that was supposed to happen on camera, but after the breakup, I kind of it we had to make sure that wasn't a part of my story no more. See, I think
Gotcha.
that's what confuses the audience too, is because there were parts of it that was my story, but we didn't use that no more after it was over.
Got you. So that's sort of so your breakup sort of pivoted your storyline as y'all were filming.
100%.
Got you.
That's why I
Okay.
say like my whole life changed. I said that a million times. I said my whole
You
life
did.
changed during
Yeah.
this process. That's one of the things I'm talking about. Like literally everything that was after the whole jail stuff, it wasn't no more. And so that's why the group knows this too, because the group have been to my home. The group has come to my house several times on and off camera. So it's like, this is, I'm going to just give you an insight to why I take this situation very personally, because we are more than just a cast at this point. 100%. We are brothers, we are sisters, we are whatever that is what it is. And I take that to heart. So when I start inviting you into my real world, you've been to my home, you've seen my dog, you've seen my husband, you've been around and you've seen that crumble in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to even cut me like that on camera? It's crazy. And so it's just like, or why are you saying certain things? Or why are you doing certain things behind the scenes or whatever, whatever, to inflict more pain when you know what's going on?
Can I ask you a question, Q?
Hmm.
Um, in the same vein that you're saying that why would you take something like that and try to use it against me? Didn't we already see that happen in the whole Nova Alfia situation?
Correct,
And
but
based on
but
and based on,
mhm.
and I'm not saying you said this, but based on some of the things that the other cast members have said, they basically said you should expect that from them. Going to happen all the time. So I don't think you should expect certain things from people who've told you they're not going to respect you that way and give you that.
That is correct, and that is an idea moving forward. But at the same time, Teddy, you have to understand that that all happened at the end. So we already have formed this. Like a lot of things, Teddy, that when you speak, you are actual factual. But a lot of these things are things that are in hindsight. Like they're not in the moment because this has been a year and a half going on that we've been around each other now. So the fact that and on top of that, it doesn't make it hurt any less, even if it is to be expected. Like that doesn't make it any better because at the end of the day, if I'm not doing nothing to you, if I'm not okay, so let's actually go back because I don't even want to get into grievances. Let's
Well,
go
I
back
want you to be able
to
to clear up. I want, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, say I didn't want to cut you off. I'm sorry, baby, but I want you
Mhm.
to get into clearing up what I spoke on as far as I mean, say what you want to say, but I really want you to clear why Neek would feel like you called his job and the situation with Tremel and
yeah,
Nova.
no.
You know, I definitely want you to clear that up. I know you said that this is probably gonna be the last time, so say your piece and get it
Hmm.
all out. You know, so but I definitely want you to be able to clear that up.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm
go
glad
ahead.
you asked about that. Okay,
If
because
y'all
I
been
was actually
around, if y'all been around each other for over a year, why do you and
right.
Dominic still have beef? But go ahead.
That's gonna be my next question. Can ask me that after I answer this, okay? Because I really that's where I wanted to go with this. Okay, so first let's get into the job thing. I was gonna put out a statement last night, but I think I'm gonna do it tonight. That is some lame ass shit. I know for damn sure how serious I take my job, and bringing drama to my job is an ultimate no no. That's a deal breaker. So that is not okay for nobody to do. And I don't condone that shit. And I'm definitely for damn sure not finna sit up and waste my time doing that to nobody else. That's not even how I rock. I don't even give that type of energy at all. So that's a no no. And I found out about that today. And so, because mind you, I haven't spoken to anybody on the cast in a while. I've literally been in my own little bubble, in my own little world. I had broke my damn toe on Saturday after the reunion. So I was like sitting out. So I wasn't definitely worried about none of this shit. I was in my own bubble. And when I found out about that, I was upset because I'm just like, this perpetuates the idea that this is what I do. And it's like, I don't do that. Now, to go back to Nova and what Neek was trying to say,
But wait. Go back. Let's go back, Q, because where did Dominique get that from? Like, how did that? Did he just make it up?
that's a
Is he lying? Like, where did that
that
come
is a
from?
Dominique question. That is a Dominique question.
Before the reunion, had he ever mentioned to you that? Did he ever accuse you of that before y'all got on that reunion, or was that the first time you ever heard
None
him
of
say
them
that?
ever, nobody has ever accused me of doing any of that until that's why I was so shocked that that was a thing because that had never been a thing before that reunion. Like, that's
Do
what
you
threw
know
me.
who did it?
Did what?
Do you know who did it?
What, the Tremel situation or what Dominique's talking about?
Dominique. Both of them,
No,
really.
no, I don't. No.
Okay, so somebody
Well, ask your
called
people.
Dominique's
I
job.
don't even, I don't even, I couldn't even
You
tell
don't
you
know
where
whether
Dominique
that you don't even
works.
okay. So
I
the
don't even know where he
actual
works, so I don't got nothing to do with that.
oh, okay. All right. All
Literally,
right.
I don't even know where he
So
worked. Couldn't tell you.
listen, right. So listen, for the chat, y'all can choose to believe what y'all want to believe, but Q said he didn't call that man's job. He don't know where it
No,
came from, and he don't even know where that man worked. Now, that's what Q said.
literally, I
I can
don't.
take that however y'all take it, but that's what Q said. So that's all we can do is let him answer the question, and we take it how we take it. What about Tremel, the people that sent him the pictures and were in his inbox? Do you know who did the who? Did, I'm not asking you to tell us who did it, but do you know who did that?
So with that situation,
Yes or no?
now let me tell you. Let's think about this. People are literally thinking I have stationed people around Georgia and Metro Atlanta to stalk
Politician.
Tremel. Like I'm the they're calling me the Godfather. Like what? First of all, I'm a damn transplant. I'm not even from here. Like what? And second of all, it's not funny. And I don't want to laugh. Well, I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous. But um that's not funny either. But at the same time, where that came from my understanding, is when Tramel posted me on his social media. He posted me on his actual page and had made this like clip edit thing of me. And he, like, I forgot what the caption was, but it was some caption and it had all these people that were attacking me under the post. When you tag people in that, my people can see it. And I think I commented on it. So when my friends and family members seen it, they automatically went into protective mode and was like going like on Instagram. and was like tagging him and stuff and saying like don't post him, like stuff like that. They wasn't threatening him from my understanding, but they was saying like stop fucking posting him type shit. Same thing I was saying, like why are you even posting me unprovoked? Like where did this even come from? And
So
so
is the
that's
answer yes? You know who did it?
as far as
Yeah.
Instagram, yeah. Yeah, because I had reposted it. That's the screenshot that he showed at the reunion.
No, I'm
That's the
saying you know
Carfax.
who took the pictures and stuff,
The pictures, I know who took the
Yes or no?
picture. I do know who took the picture. Yeah.
and you know who called him or DM'd him.
Well, I don't know who DM'd him, but I do know who posted on Instagram on like tagging him and stuff because when I made a post saying like, let me see, let me actually go get the post. I made a post saying like, stop tagging me and shit, da 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 da, going off on Tramiel. And I was calling him a fake friend, all of that. So the next time people seen it, they were like tagging me and tagging him, like leave him alone, stop posting him, whatever. I reposted that, like for the support. It wasn't negative. It wasn't like, oh, we gonna whip his ass from what I recall.
What did
Um,
you say to those friends? Did you tell them not to do that anymore? Did you say that's not cool? Like, what did you say to them once you
well,
found out
hold
who it
on.
was?
As far as what, taking the pictures of him? The pictures
Yes.
is not cool. Yeah, no, the pictures because you don't want to make nobody feel like they got to be on edge and they
No,
don't
I'm
know.
saying
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm
Yeah,
saying
no.
did you tell them that? What did you say to your family, friends, or acquaintances, loved
All of
ones
my
once you
anytime
figured
I
out it
have
was
a
them?
dispute on the show, anytime, and I said this on the show, on the reunion, anytime I have a dispute on the show, my thing is leave them alone. Don't even do all that. Don't attack nobody. Leave them alone. Like I said on reunion, when Neek and them was talking about, oh yeah, this because Neek said you did the same thing to Nova. You finna have your cousins do whatever, whatever. I said, now let's be for real. Dominique, me and you have had beef on since the reunion, the actual reunion aired. You've been
About
around.
what?
No, I'm talking about when we wore the red, the reunion part one and part two.
Mm-hmm.
We've been
No, the
into it.
overall beef. What?
Oh, well, I'll get into that. But the my point here is if I was having people do stuff to people, when me and Neek was in the same room with my sister was there, my family was there, they seen them, everybody interacted, they kicked it, they like it was no problem. If I was really telling my people to attack people, that wouldn't have been like that. Like I said, literally people be asking me like, "Oh, you had us
Q,
around this person. Why you didn't tell us that you was beefing with them?" I'm like, because it's not like for what? I'm not finna be in your
really
ear
be
like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
really be. Can you tell a mod to take out that comment from full on go? I don't know who that person is, but whatever comment that is about, they don't care about what happened. And can you get a mod to take that out and or
Yeah.
block that person because we don't need
Tracy,
that in there. I
Tracy,
just
get
want to.
that. I didn't
Um,
even see it. Yeah, Tracy. Oh, I get it. Go ahead, El Teddy. I got it.
A number from
no,
another
that's all I
partner.
wanted to say because I saw that. I wanted to make sure you take that out. Go ahead, Q. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I
Yeah,
just needed
Tracy.
that to be taken out the chat.
Yeah. Well, we do care about Tramel's experience. Because if somebody is feeling like because actually, no shade, I had burner numbers definitely calling my phone all yesterday too. But I just ignored it. Like I'm just like, okay. So the fans are just being crazy. And as far as I'm reading the comments right now, and as far as they said Milwaukee numbers was, yeah, I don't even have a Milwaukee number. So I don't know, man. The shit is crazy. It's too much. And that's why I'm like, I haven't really been saying nothing because I didn't want to fan the flames of whatever is happening. Like, I literally have been in my own little bubble. I have not been trying to be on none of that because I just felt like part three took a lot out of me. So it's just like, even
So,
with,
so did anybody come to was anybody at the premiere trying looking for Nova?
no,
Like, where'd
no,
that come from?
no. Now that is laughable because no. So where did that come? That was a minute ago. So that was in November. I think this might have been a group chat conversation, but back then, me and Nova was beefing real hard. because of the post she had made about me and Alfia. So we were beefing real hard. Now, Nova's post is how some of my family that's on social media found out about the assault in jail. So that's what infuriated me. And anytime anybody makes light of that situation, it is a trigger for me. Like it really drives me crazy. That's what gets me emotional. It's like that. Like even watching it back, like if you remember on part two, when we were watching back all the sentimental moments, when I watch my scene, it just breaks me down. Like it just always hits me because it's just like I don't know, it's just that spot. It's just that's what it is. So when Nova had made that post, it pissed me off, and I made my post. And so when I made my post, people were like, "What the heck is going on?" So that's when they seen what Nova had said, and they was just, my family, they was pissed. They was like, "What the fuck?" Da, da, da. We'll whoop her ass. Like it was like that type of thing, but it was just like talk like it wasn't nobody was coming to the premiere. Nobody, I didn't even invite nobody to the premiere that would do no shit like that. So it was like, no. It was just, I don't see you, I don't hear you. But y'all have to understand this too. Just like anybody, we all, not just me, we all have people that when they see certain things on this show, just in talking, they might be like, y'all, because y'all do it as well. I was slapping over. I would slap this person. I would slap that person. Like, or they just be like, you know what? They feel so deeply about what's going on screen that they do make threats and make comments, all type of stuff. Now, that's not
Q,
okay. Hmm.
Q, did you give your friend Tramel's number?
No, no, no.
So do you know how they got it? Like I'm just asking.
Listen, honest to God, I do not know. I'm not. I can show you my phone records. I'm not texting nobody number. I'm not calling nobody, giving nobody number. I'm I can't believe I'm even having to defend this, but I get it because it's been said. So it's like I have to defend it. But I've never, and I'm not gonna lie, before this experience, I've never been in no situation like this where this has even been a thing. Like, and I know the people that are really in my close circle and they know me for real and been knowing me for years. I know they just be laughing, shaking their damn head because it's like, bruh, that's that's not even in my character. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. Now, do I got people that, like I said, people don't play about me. So if you're antagonizing me, then yeah, people are going to feel strongly. But at the same time, all of that, like with the phone numbers and all of that, I'm not doing all that. I'll take it to Instagram before I do any of that. And that's been shown before. Like I'll go on Instagram and act a fool and say my speech before I ever get to calling people and trying to harass them. That ain't I don't got time for that.
Let me ask. Let me ask another question, Q, because I get it. I understand. Had accusations made about you that you
Mm-hmm.
say are not true, but as an audience, we've seen you on this show become physically violent to other castmates, get in
Mm-hmm.
other castmates' face, yell at people, and become very aggressive with other castmates. So it stands to reason when people watching this may say that sounds like something that he may do or that may be in his character. Do you understand why people may think that?
I mean, I can see how that picture can be painted, but at the same time, why would I do that now, all these months later, for what? When I don't even speak to neither one of them, like literally. That's why it baffles me because it's like I don't even me and Tremel don't have any kind of relationship, even post show. Like maybe one person will get on live and say something, but that's usually how far as it goes. That's this shit crazy as hell. Like
But this isn't, but
if I was gonna do some shit like that, why didn't I do that back when we were actually fighting? Like when Miami happened or anything like that. Like, no. If you I'm a person, and one thing you've seen on the show is even with the arguments and stuff, I will leave. How many times have I left an event or how many times have I left out a scene because it was just getting overly heated. I'll just go. That's it. And I've done it many times. I did it on part three. Like I'll just leave and we just won't talk. Like because and even now it's frustrating because it's like I have actually been trying to change because in those moments that we watched on the show where and mind you I only got in somebody's face one time and that was in Miami. I never got in nobody's face before Miami and I didn't get in nobody's face after Miami. That let's be clear about
You
that
did.
because
You were in Tramel's face at
I
the
was not in Tramel's
stripper
face.
party.
We were sitting next to each other. I was not in Tramel's face. Literally, I was
And
not.
Travis
Dominique,
technically put you in his airspace when y'all were at the stripper party, and you told him you would go back to jail, which signals to me you're
But
ready to do physical violence to me, and
well,
you're
no.
sitting
So
right next to me.
saying an empty threat is not the same as actually being in somebody's face trying to physically harm them. I did not try to. Let's not. I don't want to spin the narrative and try to make it seem like all season I've been in everybody's face trying to fight them. That's not true. That is actually simply not true. Period. I feel like the Miami situation that overtook everything, and now it made it seem like oh, just because I'm assertive or just because I'm speaking really passionately or I'm yelling in the moment, now everybody all they see is a fight, and it's like that's not even true. Even with these reunions, I've been in my seat pretty much part one and two. I've never left my seat. And even when me and Dominique argued, I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. And even in this part, like it never gave, oh, I'm trying to fight you. It never gave that, especially not in part three. If anything, hell, I apologized my ass off. I was trying to be sympathetic and empathetic to everybody. All I wanted to do was just tell my part and what I felt. But every time I wanted to talk, they would interject on me. And it's just like, it's just so crazy how maybe that just needs to be the bad guy. Cause shit, it's just like that's what it's feeling like. Like that's what it felt like a dog pile. And I don't know if y'all noticed that, but it just felt like such a dog pile. Like, what is going on? Like, what the hell is happening? And I
I
think that's
mean, it seems like. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
hold
No,
on,
go
I'm
ahead.
reading
I
the
didn't mean to cut you
comments.
off. Go ahead.
I was reading
who
the
Oh,
comments.
so let
dogpile?
me say this.
I mean,
Well, he
even
said
if I
he
was
feels
so
like
yeah, I said that's what it felt like. Like in the moment, if you put yourself in my shoes, in the moment, it definitely felt like, damn, like they kind of dogpiling on me. Like I can handle y'all one at a time, but it's just like, damn. And then y'all coming at me with stuff that's just being so misconstrued. And it's just like, but because two or three people are saying that. Well, really, it's only two people saying that. It's really only two. So it's like because these two people are saying it and they saying it the way they are, and people like them, there is automatically true to everybody. And it's just like
But
this is
Nova said
crazy.
that Nova's accusing you of something as well, and that's a third person, and nobody likes
What
her.
did Nova accuse me of? What did she say?
that's
She said
that
that
you
you
sent the
sent
people
people
to come get her.
to come get
No,
her,
Dominique said that. Dominique said something about you was gonna have your cousins beat Nova up. That's what Dominique said.
and she agreed.
Oh,
She didn't say no, that's not the case. She agreed.
That's crazy. No.
so let me.
And
So
Q,
hold on.
for the record,
I just
for
want
the
to.
record, can we
Okay,
just
go ahead.
acknowledge that this is not the first show that you've been on?
Right. Right.
So you can act clueless to how things may go or go down.
Well, first of all, the first show I was on, how many episodes of that show was I actually on? That was a whole
What show?
different
I don't know what show. What show were you on? I don't know what show he was on.
I was on the shit we do for love. And child,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that experience that doesn't hold a candle to what this was. Not at
Okay.
all. That like all due respect, that ain't got shit on this. And that's not even me trying to be rude or nasty. Like that whole experience with that show, mind you, that show was about finding love. We were supposed to be dating and finding love on that show. That was a whole different situation. And
Right.
go back and watch those episodes. It's I don't know, man. I don't want to say what I want to say, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna let y'all. Rock. I ain't even gonna say it
Well, no, I
because
mean, listen. Go ahead.
time will tell. Like time will tell. At the end of the
Okay.
day,
Okay.
that's all. Because I'm not even gonna.
I
I ain't even
mean,
gonna go into
listen.
that.
So I want to say this because I'm going to wrap this up because it's been almost 2 hours. But I want to make sure that I was fair because I appreciate you coming up here. So what you're saying is you do know who sent the messages and stuff to Tramel, but you did not
No, I didn't
tell
say.
them to
I
do it
said
and they
to.
didn't do it.
I know who took the picture. I do know who took the picture.
Right. So that's you know who took
Now
the picture, but
the picture thing, and the reason, and this is why I'm confident to say that I know who took the picture. The only reason I'm saying that is, well, because it's true. I do know that, and because the way the picture is being kind of blown out of proportion, it wasn't given like a threatening thing. I know that personally. That's why I'm done. That's why I'm sitting here saying like, Tramel, you weren't in danger. It wasn't given that. It was basically somebody we know in common, and they was like, look who I'm in front of, and I'm like, who? Because we was on FaceTime. They was like, we was like, who? And then they sent the picture of him. They like, look at your text, and they sent a picture of him, and I'm like, oh. And then I was actually yelling on the phone like, trying to be funny, like tell him, like I was whatever. I was like, tell him I said what's up or something like that, but he couldn't hear me. So after that, that was the only that was it. That was it after that. Then
okay.
next thing
So,
you know, the Carfax come.
but you did, but you didn't. Okay. So I just want to go through the things so to make sure that we cleared it up. So you said you did
but
not
I can see
call
how that could be
Dominique's
scary though.
job, and you don't know nothing about people calling Dominique's
No,
job. You said you had
no,
nothing to do with that,
no, hell no. Swear to God, my dad's
and
grave.
you
I'm
said
not
you
even.
didn't have nobody coming up there to beat up Nova.
No, if somebody was coming up there to beat up Nova, where's the proof of that? Like, where's the proof of these
I
things?
don't know. I'm just trying to help you
And
clear.
why
I'm just
is
want to go
and if
through.
that was a thing, why is that just now coming up right now? A year,
I mean, well, a
13,
lot of stuff
14
came
months
up that
later.
we didn't know. We didn't know that Nova tried to fight Alfia a second time. I mean, a lot of shit didn't come up until last night.
Well, no, we said that on the lives.
I don't watch all them damn lives, baby. I
Oh
got
yeah,
full time. I got
we
baby.
said that on the
I got
lives.
job. I
Alfia,
got I got other things. I don't watch
no,
all that shit.
Alfia has said that. Alfia said it. I said it. We said it on the lives before. That wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time that this been said.
But I'm saying for somebody like me, I speak for myself then because I don't watch. Baby, I don't have time to be watching all these lives. People be going live for 4 and 5 hours. I ain't got time for that.
No,
So I
yeah,
ain't see it. It
truth.
wasn't
I
on the
get it.
show. I'm going by what was
No,
on the
it's
show.
easy
I
to
can't.
miss stuff because I've missed some stuff too that I found out
I don't
later. You
have.
ain't
I mean, I
wrong.
do the same thing. I do the same thing for Real Housewives and all that. I don't watch all these people going live on Instagram and TikTok. I watch the show, and I'm saying it
Oh,
wasn't on the
let
show.
me also I did apologize to Tramel. Somebody just said I should apologize to Tramel. I did apologize to Tramel actually, but that got
Okay.
lost in the sauce with all the me and Dominique's back and forth. I did apologize to Tramel. I apologized to him twice actually. I was crying and stuff, so it probably got distorted, but I actually did apologize to him. And he apologized to me. But I don't know if y'all peeped it because of the whole like
I didn't hear
melee.
that. No, I heard that.
Yeah, like I actually apologized to Tramel for two things. I apologized to him for my behavior at the pole dancing class. At the pole dancing class, I told him, I said, I was in my body that day. As I said, I was going through it with my
You
guy.
said that.
We
You
had
said
got
that
into it.
exact
I
quote.
said,
I heard it.
yeah, I said that's what that was about. Now I didn't get in his face and try to fight him there. Did I threaten him? Yes, I shouldn't have did that because it just invalidated all of my feelings towards my situation. It made it look like, okay. And it was just one of those things where, like, you just be like, shit, I gotta just, like, you just say it. And it's like, it wasn't a thought thing behind it. It wasn't like, yeah, I want to go back to jail. It wasn't that. It was just like, because y'all talking about it so much, well, since you playing in my face, shit, I like, why you playing? Like, it was in that moment. That's how I felt. But in hindsight, I should have just keyed about it. I should have just let it be a key. I should have just went and said, okay, well, you murdered. Like, I should have just came back with a rebuttal instead of taking it so deeply. But like I said, I was in my body that day,
I
and
got you.
so so sometimes it just.
Is there
But
anything else you want to clear up? Because I'm fading. I love y'all, but I'm fading. Is there
somebody
anything else you want to clear up?
somebody said you knew all season, but didn't apologize. because me and Tramel wasn't on good terms anymore ever since then. Like ever since then, Tramel has been indifferent to me. But you know what's the crazy part is that's actually not true. I don't know what happened because we actually no, yeah, that was it. And then Miami happened. Yeah. After Miami, we really didn't speak no more. So yeah. But so it wasn't really an opportunity to apologize to him because we just didn't speak anymore. And then when we see each other, but when we seen each other out in the public, this is what I was saying as well. When y'all see me out in public, y'all be, hey, Q, we always have a good time with you. And then we get in front of the cameras, it be this. And it be like, what the hell? So now you
Well,
scared for your life.
I think the problem is, and I think people,
What?
and this happens on a lot of reality shows. Candy Bird said this. She said, "You live, you live this show 3 times, right? You film it, no problem, Parker boy. Thank you for coming up, baby. You film it, so you lived through it the first time when you filmed it, right? Then you
I
live
can't
through it a
hear.
second time when you watch it back. You can't hear again, Quentin. You can't hear me. Oh, he. And then there's a third time at the reunion, and I just think people react because people understand these confessionals. You know, people become confessional gangsters, and they got a whole lot to say in these confessionals, and that causes, you know, baby. Listen,
There
I
was a
think
whole lot of not
you can't
answering any
hear
questions. There was a whole lot of not
Quentin. If
answering
you
questions for
listen,
me.
Did we ever
yeah,
get to why Dominique was so rah rah, or was
because they
that
think
on?
that because they said that Dominique thinks he called his job.
Okay.
Yeah, but he said he didn't do it. He didn't do nothing that they accused him of. That's what he said. He said he knows who sent the pictures of to Tramiel, but he didn't like send them to do it. So, well, listen, you
He
guys.
also
Look,
says he
Quentin.
don't know how these people got his Tramel's number magically.
Well, did Tramiel say they called him on his phone or was it on Instagram?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. Quentin, baby, thank you for coming up. If you want to do an interview later on after you've processed and you have more you want to say, by all means, the platform is open to you. The platform is open to all except for probably one. All the cast, if they want to come up
You can
and
sit with
feel like
us.
they
Sorry.
want to, interview and have some things to say. But as far as this season, baby, it's a wrap. We are
A big
done
rap.
with season 7 or 8
A chicken
or
Caesar
whatever the
wrap.
fuck
Shout
season
out to
this
Major
is.
Blige.
Baby, it's a wrap. We're getting ready for Chasing LA. I'm excited for Chasing LA. El Teddy, you want me to drop this one? Are you here?
I'm here. I was just
Okay.
saying the platform is not open to Nova, not now, not never.
That's what I said. I said it's all except for one. I said except for one.
Oh,
I'm
I wanted it
excited
to be
about
clear.
Chasing. Oh, okay. I'm excited about Chasing LA. For those that might be new to the Chasing platform, LA, this is sort of a reboot for LA. LA has been gone for a while as well. Andre is the producer. He was on. He was a original cast member from LA. King Payne is back. Hershey LaCour Jate is back.
And
Kingstar
currently
I
on
is
All
back.
Stars.
Currently on
Really be
RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. She
really
is
be
back. And also,
we already have the villain of the season on the show, and the villain of the season for the show is whoever did Andre's Botox or whoever did the fillers in his face. That's the
see,
villain
that's
for
why
the
El
season.
Teddy, we can't even get started. Damn. Hey, Scotty Boo.
Dang,
We can't even
dang.
get started, and then he go pissing people off. Anyway, and we also see the return of Trey Howard, who was originally on Chasing Dallas, who has moved to LA. He is a stylist. And so I'm excited. And we have some new people who I just got it. I don't know them. We got to get to know these people. But I'm excited about a new season. I definitely will be reviewing. Now, I saw where not a lot, two platforms say they're no longer going to be reviewing Chasing reality content. So, I mean, y'all can come over here. and get this content over here because we're gonna be reviewing it. Tremel said it was his personal number. Oh, okay. Um,
Who who said that they not? Well, I know the first one because they forever. I don't have to take this. I'm going home. But who was the second person?
of what?
Who said they not finna review no more?
Harviana and TTB, both of them said they're no longer doing any chasing content. I'm just telling you
Okay.
what the people said.
All right.
But what are
Praise
people
God.
going to do with their lives after? Shut up, El Teddy. Shut up.
I don't know. Praise God.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, listen, it is what it is. I'm just saying, I'm not going anywhere. I enjoy the content. I enjoy talking about the content, even when they're controversial stories, even when it may be stories that storylines that I don't particularly care for. I have no problem. So yeah, Javiana been saying it for a minute that he was done. So I mean, it is what it is. I know they did. I didn't watch it, but they did their review. I think last night. And I think that was the final Kiki panel. Um, is this your other channel before I subscribe? Richie B. I'm sure you meant really B. Yes, this is my channel, baby. Um,
And can I say this for the record?
no.
Ravine. No, no, no. I'm serious. I want to have a moment of clarity here. Serious. Ravine,
Okay.
we love you over here. We will always love you over here. I know people spent
Absolutely.
5 minutes of their lives speaking negatively about your Ravine. You are welcome here. We love you. We have met you in person. We will continue to love you, respect you, and you'll never got to, even if you piss us off, because we done had a lot of subscribers and people in the chat that have pissed us off. We're never going to spend 5 minutes of our time on it live going in on nobody like that. I thought that was very disrespectful to a beautiful black queen that we love around these bars. Love you. That's it. That's all.
And Raven,
Amen.
you already know, baby. You know how we feel about you over here. And again, when people can't take a little bit of somebody disagreeing with them, child,
Somebody's gonna have to
I
clue
don't
me
know.
in because I missed what happened with Ravine. I heard y'all say something on El Teddy's live, but I'm at work and I'm trying to halfway pay
Well,
attention to these white people paying me
Harviana
money.
blocked her. Harviana blocked Raven, and then proceeded to kind of like go off on her for like a whole like 5 minutes because she disagreed with him in the chat. So that's all I got
Okay,
about that one.
prayer changes things. Okay, amen.
Yeah.
That's
With that
wild.
being said, y'all, we about to get off of here. It's been 2 hours. El Teddy is out in them streets. Ebby is at work. And I am going to bed because I'm tired. Um, any final words, El Teddy, and then Ebby, and then we are gone.
I'm really glad this is over. I know that by the time we get to the fourth episode, I will be back on. I really want this to be
Uh-oh.
over because I
We
already know
losing
how
them.
these girls give it up. But I know I'm gonna be tired after episode 4, but we'll fight through. We'll press our way. Does that mean that Abby gets to do the first episode, right? Next is Abby, right? Abby is doing the first episode. Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That also means no notes.
That's what it means. Ebby, you at least got to take notes because it's going to be new people. You don't know these people. You got to remember these people's name. Ebby, you got to do that. Wow. Moving right along. Well, I don't have any other words. With that being said, congratulations to the season. And baby, we are out of here. Love y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.